Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. August 2nd. How crazy that we are I just can't believe we're 8 months into the year. Where did it go? Where
No.
did it go? Crazy, crazy, crazy. Let's say hello, guys. Come on in. Say hello. Let us know where you're from. And I'll introduce you to my wonderful guest in a moment. And let's say good evening. Vicky, good evening. Hello, thank you for being
Vicky.
here. Shelly Ferrano, good to see you, my friend. Thanks for being
Oh,
here.
Shelley.
Irma, all the way from my former Illinoisan residence. Good to see you. Thanks for being here, Irma. Danielle, hello, hello,
Oh,
hello.
Danielle.
And Maria, good to see you. Long time no see since the last retreat. Hello, hello. Lori, hello. Tina, hello.
Hello.
Michelle Moray, hello, my friend. Good to see you. Sharon Wisdom, an August birthday girl coming up soon.
Happy
Uh,
birthday.
thank you for being here. Jody, hello. Natalie, hello. Sabin, how do you do? Living large in Nashville.
Woohoo.
Hey,
I gotta
and
get to Nashville someday.
yeah, me too. Kim, hello. And it is your biggest fan. Woo, woo to the
Hi,
Wooster.
Delora.
As I live and breathe. Patricia, so good to see you. I miss you too. I sent you a text. I hope you got it. Stephanie, hello. I will see you tomorrow, Stephanie, because Stephanie's joining us at Celebrate Your Life. Hello, Ellen Jane and Emmy Scamahorn. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Hello, Emmy.
And joy to the world. Good to see you. Good, 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 good. So, and Regina. Hi, Regina. Um, so we are here tonight to talk about our theme of August is connecting or connection or connect. And I thought nobody better than Laura Wooster to go ahead and talk about connecting. Because if you don't know, Laura is an intuitive medium and teacher. So not only does she do the work, she teaches the work, she walks the work, she walks the path and talks the talk and walks the walk. She is definitely authentic, ethical, and I love that you do the work with such integrity. And I
Thank
think that
you.
we're missing that. We're really missing that. All the fellow TikTokers, you all know what I mean on that. With the people that are like, oh, your spirit has told us that they're very upset with you. If it's not coming from love,
That's
it's
right.
not real. It's not real. But tonight we're talking about connecting to our good, our spiritual lineage, our spiritual lineage. It can be a spiral, everybody. You can spiral around your spiritual lineage.
Oftentimes it is a spiral.
It is. Do you think, Laura, that people's lineage is hereditary, or can it be, like outside of their ethnic background?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think sometimes it's by, it's nature versus nurture, right? So
Right.
if it's something that's a part of your family experience, then that's what you're going to resonate with. But I do believe a lot of times we come in with perhaps past life connections or, memories of our past lives where we felt so strongly connected to a tradition or a belief system that even though it doesn't vibe with our current place in the world, that you might vibe with something completely different than what you were brought up in or what you were where you are in the world presently.
I would agree. I would agree because I have a connection to like Celtic stuff. And y'all know that
Me
I'm
too.
100% Greek. So it's like dare I even have a Celtic tattoo.
Nice.
Yeah. So I got this after my mom died, and it means eternal love. But I was always, even before Charmed, everybody, I was really into the triquetra. I really just love the fascination of the nuts. But when you think about it, you know, some of the Greek, old ancient Greek designs are very much, I don't want to say there are a lot, but it's this intricate design that moves and stuff, and I love it. I think it's really fascinating. Danielle says I spiral all the time. Oh wait, that's different. Right. Now, like Delora would say, some people don't like spice in their food. Why?
Mhm.
Could it be a past life?
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Kib has 3 Irish tattoos. Fascinating. Fascinating. Um, don't we have our own signature design in us?
Yeah.
Yes. Good one, Summer. I love that. And, a lot of people some people are like, why do you learn the Peruvian indigenous people's traditions? Because I found it fascinating, and I don't know, was I that in a past life? I mean, I think it is part of what you're pulled to, and I think it's a way of connecting to the divine in a different way that I
Mhm.
was raised, and
Right.
it's definitely something that I get drawn into. We were talking earlier before we got on the air that you've done drummings, you've done a different hodgepodge of so many different things. What makes you drawn to those things?
I think, just part of my, the spiritual journey of trying to understand my spiritual journey, just trying different things, I've been part of, taking part in a drumming circle, or, I've been to a couple of times, chanting with Krishna Das,
Hmm.
things like that. There's such a connection. And I think that somewhere it just brings you to connection. Like you brought that up initially, connection and community. And I just, anything that kind of felt like it was pulling, it was pulling in community, pulling in connection, making people feel connected, to a beat of a drum or through chanting. I don't think it really matters what the origin is. It's more of the journey and the experience, and that's kind of what brought me there. But I know that with, just like you, I'm very drawn to anything Celtic or even like English. I was always drawn in from a young child. I was drawn to Egypt and England.
Hmm.
I remember, that when I was growing up, I used to talk about wanting to go to Cairo. my, my mother actually, like I was like, I don't know, 7 or 8 or something like that. My mother actually got me a shirt for Christmas that said one-way ticket to Cairo via camel or something like that, because I talked
That's
about it so
cool.
much.
That's
Um, yeah. So where does that come from? How would I know? I mean, how would I know anything about that really? But I just felt so drawn to those things. But also, I felt my heart was very much drawn to England, and like I've been to England a couple of times, and it just feels like home. So yeah.
that's the interesting part, that it feels like home, because I know that, because I follow you on Instagram and I am a stalker, and
In a
I
good way.
follow you. I love you're an amazing photographer. You really
Thank
are.
you.
And
Thank
I
you.
love when you take pictures of greenery and nature. And
Mhm.
I don't know why, but I'm always drawn to your bridges. When you take pictures of bridges, even the small little bridges,
Yeah.
so cool. And it's that green pasture. And I mean, even though I know you're in the East Coast, it's like this could be something out of the UK. It could
Yeah.
be something totally there. And it draws you in, and for me at least,
Mhm.
draws me in, and I'm like, wow, yes, yes, thank you, Delora. And you can follow Laura on TikTok under Intuitive Laura.
Thank you,
Um,
Delora.
and she said that she named her son Shanahan Ian,
Yeah.
Irish, Scottish, yeah, yeah,
Beautiful.
very cool, very very cool. What are you guys interested? You guys that are watching, what are you drawn to? Like, what kind of spiritual lineage are you drawn to? Michelle says it's so weird. I've been to London once, but I was very much at home there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me
yeah.
too. Yeah. And yeah, there was the first time I went to London, my husband and I went, and there was something I wanted to go see, and I just went straight for it. Like I knew exactly where it was.
Yeah.
And I got there exactly the right time too. It was like the weirdest thing, like right the it was a service at a particular church that I wanted to go see. And I got there exactly at 5 o'clock when it began. And we just snuck in
Oh,
the door before the doors closed. I don't know how that happened. It was just by sheer miracle. I said, hey, this is where I wanted to be. How did I end up here? And I grabbed his hand. Let's go. It was
Yes.
just, it really felt like that I knew exactly, like I'd been there many times before. It was just so cool.
A lot of people are saying Native
Yeah.
American,
Mhm.
Venice, Egypt, Native American Indian, Native American. Uh, Kim's from London. Lovely. Missy said New Orleans and voodoo.
New
Fascinating.
Orleans is, yeah, I got to
Yes.
get there someday because I feel my heart is drawn there as well.
And speaking of my friend from the UK, here's Sarah May from the UK. I heard my country, and here I am. Good evening, Laura and Elias. Thank you, Sarah, for being here. It is late. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. You must have taken a nap.
Wow.
Um, Israel, uh, Native American, Northern Norway. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Northern India and New Orleans. Um, Kylie, which is Irish variant of Kylie. Okay, love it. The spelling of it. Yep. Delora wants to go to. All right. Well, I would like to go as well. Um, and Sarah used to live in Wales, so she probably knows where that is. Stephanie's from his husband is from Iceland, so got it. Lovely. Uh,
Nordic.
been to New Orleans 5 times. Loved it.
Nice.
Sheila says Egypt. My daughter at 3 wanted to watch Egyptian
Mhm.
documentaries.
You know
See,
what's really funny though? It's like even though I talked about wanting to go to Egypt, I don't have like a real strong pull to go as an adult, which is
yeah,
strange. I'll go if I get the opportunity, but
yeah.
yeah, isn't it weird?
And it was like when I was in St. Lucia, not like I
Mhm.
wanted to, like I knew what I was doing, but I was with my ex of 12 years, and we were there, and I looked, and I went to bend down to get this cool rock that looked like a cow pattern. I'm like, this is so cool. Where are you going to find a black and white rock like this? And I bent down and I got up and I was like, oh, and he's looking at me. He's like, are you all right? And I said, oh my God, I think I was shot on this beach.
Wow.
And my ex was like, okay. I go, no, I'm being serious. This is so weird. So we got back on
Mhm.
the tour bus, and because we were at the beach, and the guy's like, yes, and that beach is famous. I didn't want to tell you guys when you were out there, but people ran on the beach to get off the island, and people were shot in the back on this
Oh
beach.
my gosh. Wow. Wow.
So could I, and as a medium, could I have felt that energy there, that imprint of that
Very
energy,
much so.
or
Yeah.
was it a past life, or was it both?
Who knows? Yeah, you could have been picking up on place memory. I had an experience like that in Jamestown, and I felt very Native American. I felt like it was us against them kind of feeling. I felt it was the strangest thing. I really felt like I don't know if it was, I don't believe it was a past life. I think I was just picking up the energy of the place and maybe the history. So
It's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And I want to show everybody. Uh, so Laura, you can go ahead and put it on there. So Laura has, we're just going to give a little preview. Laura has a trip, you guys, that she is leading in to Ireland and to Scotland. Look at this. There it is. There's Laura. So look at how beautiful that is. This is so beautiful. So this is we're gonna put the link on there, but the link's on your website too, Laura, isn't it?
they should be. If not, if they're not there, they're going to be there shortly. They should be though.
See, this is what I mean. Look at how beautiful that is to Scotland. I would love to go. This
I
would be
didn't. Yeah. They're gonna
it,
be. I didn't take that photo. Just to let you know, I took the other photo, the Ireland photo. I took that one, but not this one. Just so you know.
this is it's a I love the green. I really love the green. And it's beautiful. I'll show the photo one more time, everybody.
Someone said something about Jamestown. No, it's Jamestown, Virginia. That's
Oh,
what I was talking about.
look how pretty.
Isn't that pretty? I took that one. That's it. That's it. The Rock of Cashel. Yeah, that's beautiful.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So you're doing this trip. You're taking these 2 trips, and do you find like you said, a pull there? I mean, is it like you
No.
want to tap into that?
Yeah, I do. I do. I feel a strong pull to Ireland and Scotland and all those areas. And yeah, and it is a spiritual journey that we're going on. So we'll be traveling with Cameron and Glenn, who they'll be talking us through at different locations, through meditations and connecting with the locations, and really connecting with our spiritual selves. And we did a trip with them last year to England, and it was just so spiritually affirming for so many people, and it was just amazing. Everybody seemed to get what they needed from it. They had so everybody, we all experienced the same locations, but we all experienced it differently, and we got exactly what we needed it from it. So it was just so, everybody keeps still talking about it today. It's been almost a year. So
Wow.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Would you say, Laura, that the spiritual lineage is like in our DNA, like our cells remember these things?
I really think so. I think part of it is, comes through our DNA. I mean, there's more science showing up now. I wish I could speak to exactly what research has been happening, but science is finding out that a lot of our ancestors' experiences are being passed down through our DNA. So there's a lot of times that's a reason why we feel pulled towards certain areas. So yeah, I do think there's, and also it's, if you have family history, and you want to get more connected to your family. For example, I went to Ireland before COVID, and my husband is very strongly connected to Ireland. I'm part Irish, but not nearly as Irish as he is, and he just wanted to connect with, where his great grandparents left their home to come to America. He really wanted to make that connection, that soul connection. So there's so many different reasons why people would like to, make pilgrimages to different places, and it just might feel like your soul is connected to it for whatever reason. Whether you have family connections or not, or it is a family soul connection, and you want to feel that connection with your past.
I think it's interesting because I know a lot of you read books. And if you've read a book and even if it's fictional, and you've read a book, and I remember, I'm going to go way back, everybody. I remember when I read Clan of the Cave Bear and
Yes.
by Jean Auel, and I
Mhm.
was so like, I felt like I could feel everything that they were feeling. I
Yeah.
felt like I was part of it. And there was this other, I know this is going to be very gay of me. I'm just going to say this, guys.
Yay.
There was this book called She Who Remembers,
Yeah.
and it's a 3 series book, and she had black hair and blue eyes, and she was Anasanzi Indian. I felt
Oh,
like I was like even just mentioning it, the hairs on my arm are like, just, I couldn't believe the feelings that I was getting. Like, she would pull out this medallion, which was She Who Remembers medallion, and she would go into this trance and get things. And every time she pulled out, like, I was reading, and then she pulled out the medallion of She Who Remembers, and I'm like, and I just was like, oh my God. And it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. My mom's like, honey, you have school in the morning. I'm like, I know, this is the best part. See, Stephanie loved that book. Yeah,
mhm.
I know. And Saban's got that book. I have a little Anasanzi in me. That's awesome. I love that. And people are saying this. Let me go back a little bit. Kim wants to know, where in Ireland are you going? And that is on the link. There's
Mhm.
you
The
have a whole
whole thing,
itinerary.
it's a whole list of everything, yes. Mhm.
Um, Sheila says she can trace her family to County Cork
Yeah.
in Ireland. And Kim says her family is from Cork. That's super cool.
Mhm.
And Laura, my family clan is Gun of the Scottish Highlands. Okay, wow.
Wow,
That's super cool.
that is super
Um,
cool.
I'm pretty sure I have trauma embedded in DNA. Both my mother and father's side is all Native American.
I can
I'm sure
imagine.
you do, Summer. I'm
Yeah.
sure you do. I'm sure
Mhm.
you do. Well, my TikTok name is Wanderer, so I'm supposed to wander. Let's see. I know it's really fascinating. So when you think about it, think about the places that you've been. Think about the places that you want to be going to and the books that you've read. I think if you take, like, those of you that are drawn to Ireland or you're drawn to Scotland, this is a good opportunity. If you feel the pull, and you know that you're like not going just to be a tourist, but you're going to have a spiritual experience. And throughout the whole time you're going, guys, you're having this spiritual experience, because it's I want to bring this up again. Here we go. And Laura's going to Ireland first, everyone. So you know that April 23rd through May 2nd. And I mean, guys, oh my gosh. Look at these pictures.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
can't wait.
that's really cool. That's really cool. Do you know anything, Laura, about this one here?
I don't know. I haven't been there yet. That's one place I haven't been. But yeah, so it's there's a lot I will be learning myself on this trip.
Sure.
But yeah, that's there's a lot of areas like that across England, Ireland, all these ancient areas, burial grounds, and places of ceremony and things like that. So we're going to be
St.
going to a few
Bridget's
of those.
St. Bridget's Well.
St. Bridget's Well. I have a really strong connection to St. Bridget's. So whenever this, when this came up on the itinerary, I said, I'm so happy we're going there. I have a really strong connection with her.
Look at this.
Yeah. That's a
Fast.
picture I took at Rocket Cashel. So yes, it's really beautiful there.
See, now I can feel stuff from this picture,
Mhm.
and I feel stuff like really like I can almost hear the water in this
Isn't that
picture.
beautiful? I
Yeah.
haven't been there yet, but I'm really excited to be there. Yeah.
So
And
it's
things
really
do
cool.
happen. It's pretty cool. Like I gotta tell you, because there is a lot of, interesting that's happened. But one thing that happened when my husband and I went to Ireland last time in 2019, we were going around taking photographs of ancient places with, Celtic crosses and things, right?
Mhm.
Um, so he was starting to take pictures, and then something happened with his camera, which we could not figure out what happened. It was like something was in the middle of his photograph. It was pretty cool, and he was kind of shooken up by. He's an engineer by trade, so he's not like he doesn't do what I do, but he was like, I can't explain this. And I said, I can't explain it either. I'm a photographer and I don't know what happened here. So it's really cool to make sure if you do come, make sure you take your camera, take lots of pictures, and just see what happens. Because I do believe when we have connections with places that they will show up in our photographs sometimes.
Oh, totally,
Yeah.
totally. Delora has a question. If we do both tours, is there an option to stay over there between the two?
You can do anything you want between the two. I know that some of the people who are coming who are going to both tours, some people are staying on in Dublin, some people are staying on yes, London. Some people are taking a trip over to London for 3 days. So you can do whatever you like to extend the tour to wherever you like in that area. It's all
That's
up to you. Yeah.
that's cool, because you have 4 days between.
I think it's 3.5 days, something
Okay.
like that in between. So
Okay.
there's plenty of time to spend more time where you want to.
I would love to do both and research genealogy between the two. Yeah. Who has the lottery number?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. That
There's a certain point in your life where you realize it's time to see the world, and it's well worth it. It really
it
is well
is.
worth it.
And I have been locally, though. I mean, been traveling locally, but it's time to get out of the US and to really see. At 58, I need to see more stuff. I would love to go if there's a chance that the universe is able to provide. I will definitely do that. Dolores said, "I am manifesting those winning numbers, lady. I'll share. I will share too. I have no problem sharing. Do you know the mega million or
Yeah.
mega lotto
Mhm.
is at 1.5 billion?
Whoa. Whoa. Wow. I
Yeah,
can't even that I can't imagine that number.
crazy, crazy.
It's crazy.
Does anybody have any questions? Because I wanna ask Laura a little bit about um, when she does mediumship, about how this spiritual lineage type stuff will show up. Like, I'm wondering, Laura. Well, I'm just gonna ask it now. I'm wondering if when you do a mediumship, this hasn't happened to me uh, in a long time. But it's not. It's a connection. It might be a great, great, great. Like they'll show you how do you connect that great, great with saying, well, no, this is part of your lineage.
Mhm.
And it's like they have to, does someone show up to say, yes, this is it, this is their, like, do you get two loved ones in at the same time that will explain the lineage?
It has happened a few times, and typically that doesn't happen. Most of the time, people who come in are people that my client has had connections with,
Right.
or they have, only one step away from actually seeing them. Perhaps, they hear a lot about them in life, so they'll come through. Um, so occasionally, I think if it's part of my client's spiritual journey, something that needs to be validated for them, I'll get their ancestors coming in. Now we're going back generations, right? And to just validate for them the who has their back spiritually from the spirit world, where, and to remind them where they came from, what lineage they're from. And that doesn't always happen, but it does happen from time to time. And when it does, it is like awe-inspiring because it feels very different. There's not that when, if someone's parents come through, it doesn't mean that, it doesn't mean it's not any less important or anything
Right.
like that. But
Right.
there's just a sense of spiritual awe is is probably the best word I can come up with, and a sense of lineage and reminding people of their strength and where they came from, what they're made of, and what they're here to do in this life. And oftentimes it comes in just to validate for people that they're on the right path and to keep going. So it does happen, and when it does, it takes my breath away. Really, it's incredible. A lot of times, it's the female lineage comes through really strong,
Mm-hmm.
and for a lot of people, and to remind people of who they are. Yeah.
I think it's, because a lot of people I know, my clients are always ask, am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing?
Mhm.
And I remember telling them that I said, I'm going to speak to this in my path. Like thought I was crazy moving out of Illinois, coming to Washington.
Mhm.
And I was reminded by my parents, look what my grandfather came over here. My mom's dad came over here when he was 16 years old with 50 cents in his pocket. Now,
Mhm.
mind you, it was the late 1800s, but he came over not knowing anybody or anything. And it's like that is a leap of faith. And when I was talking to a client, I said, was your grandfather? She's like, no. She said, it was like my great great grandfather that came over. And I kept on seeing the individual, and I'm saying, well, what the stories that was he a doer? Was he a person that took chances and all this? And she said, I don't really know. I said, if you could ask, that would be great. But I feel like he's coming through to remind you that the choices that you have to make coming up are like the choices that he made. It
Mhm.
is, your brain is telling you no, but your heart is telling you yes.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it's important. And I think it was interesting because I always get a lot of the female energy as well. And this was interesting because um she said that the females in her family didn't have a voice,
Mhm.
but the males all did. And she felt that, she said, as a woman of today, I have a voice. My voice matters.
Well, that was culturally what in Greek, right? And this culturally, typically it's more patriarchal, right?
Yeah,
So
so true. But as we all know from the famous movie, it's a very famous movie. If you guys haven't watched it, watch it. My Big Fat Greek Wedding. They say that the man is the head of the household, but the woman is the neck. And the woman can make
Yeah,
the neck can move the head any which way it wants to.
that's right.
One of my favorite lines in there.
Mhm.
Okay, questions, you guys. Questions on like how do you tap into your spiritual lineage? And again, guys, really, truly, um, uh, yeah, you need some
The
Windex.
Windex.
We didn't do in my family, but yes, I know. I'm sure. I'm sure it's everybody's like, do you guys spray Windex on your skin? I'm like, no, but we do the puh, 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 puh. We do that. We do spit. It's like when you find a cute kid or something is really great, you're like pusu, puh, 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 pusu. And I'm like, why did grandma just spit on me? And she's like, so no bad comes to you so that nobody gives you the evil eye. I'm like, okay, all right, great. Um, it helps tight rings off. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Too, too funny. All right, questions, guys. Questions that you have about spiritual connection. What are ways to connect to your lineage? And we just don't mean like, hey, you need to go take a trip, but if you need to be at a place, and this is a fascinating part, things happen when you are in a place of energy. Many of you have been to Sedona. You can feel the landlines. I think what we don't realize, obviously, our country is young. We're young here. When you look at all the ages of Europe and all the stuff that has been around, it's crazy. It's crazy to think about the richness that's in the soil. And I believe that buildings, land, all that has energy, and all of the pieces have a connection, and they're wanting to give us a message in some way. Summer says, I had helped to reconnect with my ancestors. How do you do it on your own?
Well, there's a lot of things you can do. Perhaps you can create an altar in your home, and anything that you have in your home, or you can even look for it or ask for maybe some family heirlooms or something that people wouldn't mind sharing, and anything that connects you to your ancestors in some way or reminds you of your ancestors, even if you don't have a family heirloom, put it on an altar. And if you have photographs, even better. But some people, we don't have photographs of our ancestors, and light a candle and just sit in meditation and with an intention to connect with them, and get a journal, or if you don't feel comfortable journaling, have something where you can record your own voice to say what you're feeling or say what you're receiving, and just allow your ancestors to impress upon you what they'd like to get across. And I find that's if you do that as a practice, it's just like when you're sitting with spirit, you're sitting with
Right.
your ancestors.
Right. And if you guys want to see what a medicine altar looks like, whoops, let's see. There we go.
Oh,
There's
very
one
nice.
there. So, I've got, if you see in the corner over there, there's my mom and dad. And then there's some other elements and pieces on there. But it is a great way of connecting. I would agree with that.
Mhm.
Anne said she felt it in Ireland where her ancestors are from. Yeah, those were beautiful pictures, and that you had. Really great. What about spiritual lineage and being adopted? Okay.
Hmm.
Well, seeing that I am, and yes, my lineage being Greek and my parents being Greek is great. But now, just because you're adopted and not part of that lineage, even though I am, but not part of that lineage, here's the beauty of this: you are given a blueprint. And when you are adopted, pardon me, you have the blueprint of your natural parents and the blueprint of your adopted parents. And these two blueprints are there together. So it is truly a gift when you are adopted
Mhm.
because you have this richness from both lineages and you connect to that. Now, again, being Greek and my adopted parents being Greek, that's different. But I think it's just like anybody else. that if you are drawn to, you might be Italian, but you're so drawn to Irish culture,
Yeah.
then there's that there's that need or pull, then go investigate. How many of you watch oh, see, I'm becoming, this is 58 and a half.
Finding your roots.
Yeah, Finding Your Roots.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh no, what's the other one? Wait, there's that one. And what's the one where everybody's like, "Oh my God." And it's about the Scottish gentleman.
Oh, Outlander.
Outlander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many of you are like, "Oh my God, Outlander." Some of you are
Well,
probably you're like, yeah, yeah. But yes, live people. Um, or or you're just like, I would love to be in Scotland with Outlander, man. Um, you're also drawn to it.
Yeah.
If you're drawn to it, if you feel like you're watching a movie and you're pulled,
Right.
if you feel that heart pull, that's definitely it. Look at Outlander. Of course, thanks, Stephanie. Um, Read all the books and watch the series. Yes, 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 yes.
I've already
I
watched
have to
season
go.
1. I have to get to the rest of the seasons.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And Jill, you know, take a look at Laura's website. She's on the East Coast, girl. She's on the East Coast.
Mhm.
I made an altar. I used
I think we're frozen. Can you guys see me? All right. Yeah, I thought it was my internet. Okay, please hold. Thank you, Laura. All right. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I was a little confused here. Yes. Okay. I'll keep talking. Let me look through your questions here while he comes back. Oh, now it's my show. Okay. All right. I always thought my grandpa was mostly Polish. Okay, I wish I could put these up, but I can't. I don't have the ability to do that. So Amy says, we always thought my grandpa was mostly Polish, but after he passed, we found out his great grandma was an orphan, and they found wandering in the streets of Poland. Very interesting. Okay. What else do we have here? Keep reading. Okay. Yes, yeah. Poor Elias, he's panicking, I'm sure. Okay, let me just see. I'm just looking through all the comments here. Okay. And Amanda says, my grandma was born in England. When both she and my uncle visited her family church there, they both had experiences with angels on different trips. My uncle was a skeptic until then. That's amazing. How incredible. I really do think when we connect with our lineage, our places of lineage, that our ancestors meet us there spiritually. Okay. Okay, and Anne says, I felt it in Ireland where my ancestors are from. Anne Norris. It's funny, my husband's family has Norris. It goes back, way back. There's a lot of Norris in his family. Let's see. Very good. Yes, yes, yes. Kim says, travel is wonderful, broadens the mind. Absolutely. Very good. Okay. New comments here. Okay. Okay. So Sheila, you're saying he was raised Christian, but he's 51% Ashkenazi Jewish from 23andMe. Interesting. Yeah, I did the other one, ancestry.com DNA thing, and I also found out I was like 3% Jewish. I was celebrating. I'm like, yay. I always knew. I always felt like I was Jewish a little bit, and it was confirmed through DNA, which I thought was pretty cool. I was so excited. Okay. Anne also says, we are Irish, Scottish, and certain sites in Ireland called to me deeply. Yes, I've got a lot of Irish and Scottish on half of my family too. A whole lot more. Let's see. Paula says, my dad's mom and dad were both from Scotland and Ireland, and my mom's parents and her dad was Russian Jew, and her mom was Swedish. Sounds like my background. I've got Swedish, I got Finnish, I've got Lithuanian. I've got a lot of that going on, which I think is where the Jewish side came from Vilnius in Lithuania. So I bet you we have some common ancestry there. Very cool. Yeah, Regina, me too. I'm like Heinz 57. That's me too. Isn't that so American? Welcome back. I've just been reading through comments.
Yes. The power went out. It just like went.
Yeah. What happened?
I don't know. The air just everything stopped. So I have no idea. But that was probably my ancestors going, "What are you talking about?"
There you go. There you go.
We do not use the Windex, is what they were trying to say.
They're protesting.
They're protesting, yes. So, yeah, mostly Irish and Scottish. I look at this. I'm boring. You're not boring.
That's not boring. That's half of my lineage is right there. English, Scottish, and Irish.
Mm-hmm. So trips, what else, Laura, do you have coming up?
I'm doing some teaching online for mediumship. So in the fall. And so if anybody who's interested in that. Also, I'm doing some mentoring for people who want to do one-to-one mentoring with their mediumship development, doing that as well. But yeah, just things like that. So just keep working.
I think that's on the classes are on your website. They'll tell you the dates and stuff, right?
Yes. If they're not there right now, they will be shortly.
Yeah. Okay. And you guys, honestly, if I know that some of you have taken my intro to mediumship class, I would definitely take a class with Laura. She is a great teacher, honestly, truly. And you explain things so calmly, and you really are positive, and you give positive reinforcement. And I would definitely say, please, guys, take a class with Laura. You will learn so much. You have been doing this work. Oh my God, how many years now? 18, 20?
20. It's about 20 years now. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And we forgot to mention, I mean, you guys can look it up. You'll see it, but you are part of an amazing foundation. You want to tell them, because I always screw it up.
The Forever Family Foundation?
Forever Family. One time I'm like, she's part of the Forever Yours Foundation. I'm like, that's not it.
Forever Family Foundation. Yeah.
And that's a great honor to be.
It is. I'm very honored to be a part of that. And because they approach mediumship from a scientific point of view. Obviously, I'm a minister as well. So, my religion is spiritualism, but also I'm part of this foundation that is very much science-based. They have a lot of people on their board that are very much into research, scientific research with psychic, intuitive, and mediumship abilities in the afterlife. So it's ongoing research, right? So I'm really honored to be a part of it, and I just love to be able to have the opportunity to help people, who are grieving terribly, because all the mediums that are part of it, we take turns volunteering to do readings at grief retreats. So and it's wonderful.
And I was just going to mention this, and Delora just wrote it down. And the Journey Within Church, you do stuff with them as well.
Yes, I am ordained through the Journey Within Church, so I do things there as well.
Yeah. Awesome. So guys, if you have an opportunity, check out Laura's. Delora, can you put the website on there? And it's really easy, guys. I mean, it's laurawooster.com. I mean,
Wooster. It's Wooster.
I know, part of my Midwest accent.
Wooster. Yeah, that's Wooster.
Yeah, Wooster.
Wooster.
And that's why Dolores always like, Wooster. So here's the links for, this is for Ireland and for Scotland. And again, if you go to, it's very simple, guys.
LauraWooster.com.
Laura Wooster.
So I'll be adding I'll be adding some more links on there. So if you don't see what you need, just email me and I'll get you the information because I'm still in the process of updating the website. So
And there it is. There it
thank
is.
you.
What do we've got coming up for next week? Well, first of all, tomorrow, Delora and I are starting our 8-week series about changing your trait with color. So if you're an intuitive, a nurturer, an empath, a people pleaser, perfectionist, control freak, or a fixer, each color has each trait has a color, and we're going to talk about what the
Yes.
trait is, how you can shift that trait, and then we're going to give you a color to move through with meditation and see what that shift is. So thanks to Laura. And that is what we've got going on
Good.
tomorrow. Celebrate Your Life is Friday through Monday.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Super excited. So we've got Dougal Fraser, we've got Lisa Williams, we got John Holland, we have Colette Baron-Reed and Radley Valentine. All of them are going to be at Skamania Lodge.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be doing a guided meditation with movement, trance dance, for those of you that know,
Fun.
and that I do on the retreat. That's going to be Saturday morning and Monday morning. So super excited. And Liz Dawn, who is the owner of Celebrate Your Life and co-founder and CEO of Celebrate Your Life, she is in charge of this production, and it's her birthday on the 7th. So thank you. Thank you. Tramp stamp, the tramps dance. No.
Did you say what I thought you said?
I knew she was. I got to do it. But there you go. And then next week, we have Pandora Pappas, and she is going to be talking about connecting to your oracle and oracle cards. Now, I'm not opening it up yet, guys, but here it is, Pandora's box of cards. And it's got a cute little butterfly on there. So we're going to open this up, and she's going to join us next week. If you haven't been part of the email list, get on the email list. You'll get the calendar. You'll see, and you'll see what happens. Oh my God, that's my grandmother's birthday. Yes. Opening Pandora's box. Yes, we're going to open up the box of cards, and you're going to see. You're going to see. They're pretty cool. And Pandora is going to be doing some giveaways, guys. So you'll never know what it is until you come and join us. So, Laura, you're always welcome. Always welcome to come anytime you want. Guys, sign up for these 2 amazing retreats, and it's going to be a journey. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for you. And I am putting it out there to manifest, if not both, one of those trips, because I would love to grow.
We'd love to have you on there.
That would be fun. That'd be fun. All right, guys, as always, we are here to connect. And when we connect, we educate. And when we educate, we grow. There is unity in community. From our hearts to yours. Be well, everybody. Laura, just hold on one second.
Sure.
See you soon. Take care, everybody.
Bye, everyone.